Every year, African importers lose millions of dollars trying to bring goods from China into Nigeria. Some lose everything on their very first shipment and never try again. They order the wrong products, trust the wrong suppliers, underestimate hidden fees, and watch their profit disappear before the goods even reach their shop. But importing from China does not have to be a gamble. When you follow a clear, numbers-based process, you can turn one small test shipment into a stable business that feeds you and your family for years. In this video, I am going to walk you step by step through a simple first import playbook for China to Nigeria in 2026. You will see how to choose the right product, vet suppliers, calculate landed cost, pick the right shipping method, and clear your goods without unnecessary drama. This is TradeAfrique, the channel for African entrepreneurs and diaspora professionals who want to move money smarter, source better from China, and build real cross-border businesses that last. If you are in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, or anywhere in Nigeria, and you have been scared of being scammed or losing money on your first import, this breakdown is for you. Here is exactly what we will cover in this video. First, how to choose the right product for the Nigerian market. Second, how to find and vet Chinese suppliers. Third, how to calculate your true landed cost so you know your profit before you order. Fourth, how to choose between air freight, CLCL, and CFCL. Fifth, how customs and clearing really work for your first shipment. And finally, how to turn one test shipment into a repeatable system you can scale. Let us start with the foundation, choosing the right product. Step 1 is to pick a product that solves a real problem in Nigeria, not what looks flashy on social media, but what people already buy with cash every single day in your city. Walk through markets, phone accessory shops, electronic streets, supermarkets, and car part areas. Pay attention to what you see stacked high and selling quickly. Those are the products the market has already chosen. For your very first import, avoid big, heavy, or fragile items. Start with small, high-value products like accessories, electronics parts, tools, or small home items. Things that fit inside cartons and can handle a bit of movement. Look at the local competition. Notice how many shops sell the same item and how fast it moves. If 20 shops are struggling to sell the same thing, you do not have an opportunity, you have a headache. Do a basic margin test before you fall in love with any product. Take the selling price you see in Nigeria and ask yourself this question. After I include purchase price, shipping, duties, clearing, and local transport, will I still have enough profit to grow this business? At this stage, you only need a short list of 2 or 3 realistic products. Do not collect 20 ideas and confuse yourself. Pick a small list you can cost properly. Once you have a short list, the next step is to find reliable Chinese suppliers. Most people get hurt here because they treat suppliers like lottery tickets, not business partners. They see one cheap price and rush to pay. That is how money disappears. Search across more than one source. Use at least 2 options: a global supplier platform, an industry directory, and recommendations from trusted agents or importers who are already doing this. Filter out obvious bad fits. Remove suppliers who do not match your product exactly, who reply with robotic copy-paste messages, or who refuse to answer simple questions about minimum order quantity and packaging. Check the company profile. How long have they been active? Are they focused on your product category, or are they selling everything from shoes to solar panels? Specialists are usually safer than we sell everything traders. Test their communication. Send a clear message with specific questions. A serious supplier will answer each point directly and clearly. A risky one will ignore the details and push you to just place, order fast. Never place a large first order without seeing samples. Ask for paid samples shipped by air. If a supplier refuses to send samples or insists on a huge order first, treat that as a red flag. For some products, ask for basic documentation such as test reports, certifications, or at least detailed specifications. A serious factory knows their documents. Scammers become vague or try to change the subject. By the end of this stage, your goal is to have 2 or 3 strong suppliers, not just the cheapest quote in your inbox. Now let us talk about the money side, your true landed cost. This is where many beginners lie to themselves. On paper, they think they are making profit. When the goods arrive in Nigeria, they realize the numbers never worked. Your landed cost per unit is made up of several pieces. There is the product price you pay the supplier. There is international shipping and insurance. There are Nigerian port charges, customs duties, clearing fees, and your local transport from the port to your shop. Add all of that together and divide by the number of units. That number is your real cost per unit. Until you know it, you are guessing. Do not guess shipping or clearing cost. Talk to at least one freight forwarder and one clearing agent who already handle shipments to your target port. Ask them for written estimates based on your product, your volume, and your destination. Include hidden fees in your calculation. Handling, documentation, terminal charges, agency fees, and any other small charges your clearing agent warns you about should be part of your plan, not a surprise. Once you have a realistic landed cost per unit, add a small safety margin, maybe 5 to 10%. This protects you when exchange rates move or a small extra charge appears. Now compare that landed cost plus safety margin to the real selling price you observed in Nigeria, not the price people post online, but the cash price that shops actually accept from customers. If you still have room for a healthy gross margin after everything, the product is promising. If the margin is too small, drop it and go back to your shortlist before you lose money. Next, let us choose how to ship. From China to Nigeria, your main options are air freight cargo and sea container shipping. Sea container shipping can be LCL, which means less than container load, or FCL, which means full container load. Air freight is the fastest and usually the simplest. It works well for small, light, high-value goods like phone accessories or electronics parts, but the cost per kilo is higher, so your margins must be strong enough to handle it. CLCL means less than container load. You share a container with other people. It is slower than air but cheaper per unit. For many first shipments, LCL is a good middle ground. CFCL is a full container load. It is the cheapest per unit, but it requires serious capital and confidence in your product and in your numbers. Most beginners should not start with a full container unless they are guided closely by an expert. Do not choose a shipping method based on emotion or stories. Choose it based on your landed cost calculation and how much money you can afford to lock up for several weeks. For your first shipment, work with a freight forwarder who regularly handles China to Nigeria routes. They can coordinate pickup from the factory, export paperwork, and shipping to your Nigerian port. Now let us look at customs and clearing. This is the part that scares most people, but with the right documents and a good agent, it becomes a predictable process instead of a nightmare. Every product has an HS code that helps determine its duty rate. Ask your clearing agent for the correct HS code and confirm it with official resources where possible. Using the wrong code can cause delays, extra charges, or even seizures. Make sure your supplier's commercial invoice and packing list match reality. Product names, quantities, unit prices, and total value should be accurate. Fake or inconsistent documents create serious problems at the port. For your first import, do not try to clear the goods yourself. Work with a reputable clearing agent who knows the port and the current procedures. Their fee is part of your learning cost and part of your landed cost. Understand the realistic timeline. Sea freight plus clearing can take several weeks. Build this into your plan so you are not panicking when the goods do not arrive in 7 days. Now, let us turn this into a simple first import playbook you can follow. Step 1. Choose 2 or 3 realistic products by walking local markets, checking real selling prices, and doing basic margin tests. Then, pick one winner for your first shipment. Step 2. Find multiple Chinese suppliers for that product. Run them through profile checks, communication tests, and sample orders, and keep 2 strong options. Step 3. Calculate your true landed cost with help from a freight forwarder and a clearing agent. Refuse to place any order until these numbers make sense on paper. Step 4. Place a small test order, shipped by air or sea, LCL, using a secure payment method like escrow, trade assurance, or a clearly documented bank transfer. Step 5. Track the shipment, learn the clearing process alongside your agent, and keep detailed notes on every cost from the factory gate to your Nigerian warehouse. Step 6. When the goods arrive, compare reality to your plan. Did the quality match the samples? Did the total cost match your landed cost estimate? Where did you miscalculate? Step 7. Adjust your product choice, your supplier, your shipping method, or your pricing based on what you learned. Only after this should you consider increasing your order size. The goal is not one lucky shipment. The goal is a repeatable system. Product research, supplier vetting, landed cost calculation, shipping choice, and clearing, done the same way every time. Protect your cash. Do not bet everything on one supplier or one container. Let your early profits pay for better systems, not a flashy lifestyle. A strong import business is built on discipline, not on luck. Document everything. Save your conversations, invoices, shipping documents, and clearing receipts. Over time, this becomes your personal playbook and proof of how your business runs. Treat good suppliers, freight forwarders, and clearing agents as partners. When you are consistent and fair, they are more likely to help you with better terms and faster problem solving when challenges appear. Let us quickly recap. Choose products based on real Nigerian demand and margins, not hype. Vet your suppliers. Calculate true landed cost. Pick shipping based on numbers. Respect customs and learn the clearing process. Nigeria can be a tough environment, but that is also why the opportunity is big. Most people give up after one bad experience. You are building a system that makes each shipment smarter than the last. If this guide helped you, subscribe to TradeAfrique to avoid losing money on your next shipment. We break down real numbers and real strategies every week for African importers. Comment below with the product you are thinking of importing first and where you are based in Nigeria. I might use your idea as a live example in a future video. This is TradeAfrique, helping African entrepreneurs move money smarter, source better from China, and build businesses that survive beyond the first shipment. See you in the next one.